Since 1853, when it was opened as a driving and golf club. Fire destroyed the grandstand 2 years ago, but with perseverance and dedication, there will be more history made here. In fact, today, Jeff Spice tries to become the first repeat winner in Breeders' Crown competition, having won her freshman trot last year. But it won't be easy, as there are 12 other fillies who believe they can take the crown home. The 3-year-old filly trot with a purse of almost $500,000. Breeders' Crown 86 is being brought to you by Castleton Farm, a tradition of excellence. By the nationwide investment firm of First Jersey Securities. Come grow with us. And by Freehold Raceway. We're about 60 miles south of Shea Stadium with a championship bid all our own, as a baker's dozen of 3-year-old trotting fillies have come to Bruce Springsteen's hometown of Freehold, New Jersey, for the only afternoon stop in our Breeders' Crown competition. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Johnson, and so many fine fillies were entered for the race this afternoon, it had to be split into 2 elimination divisions, with the top 4 finishers coming back for the finale. So lots of action on the broadcast today, and also lots of money at stake. Each elimination, a purse of over $58,000. The finale, worth an additional $350,000. It all adds up to the richest race in the history of Freehold. Ellie Sarama and Alan Kirshenbaum will be joining us for outstanding standardbred racing after we take this brief time out.
Tradition. At Castleton Farm, we know that each day continues the tradition of excellence that has made us a leader in the standardbred industry. A tradition of champions, past and future. A tradition of breeding and racing, of speed and stamina. A tradition of commitment. We invite you to share with us the Castleton tradition of excellence.
When night falls, the stars begin to shine on America's greatest nighttime sport, harness racing. Join the millions who know a sure thing when they see it. They know that harness racing has it all. The color, the action, and the high-powered excitement happening in prime time. You'll enjoy it in beautiful surroundings, watching the Trotters and Pacers race to the winner's circle. Be part of it and cheer for the stars when they come out at a harness track near you.
These were the odds at post time in the first division, our elimination division. As you can see, Jeff Spice was the 1-2 favorite. Ship's Dream getting some support at 3-1 and a couple 99-1 shots. Freehold, New Jersey is not only the hometown of Bruce Springsteen, but the hometown of my co-host, Ellie Sarama.
I love it here, Dave. I train my horses in the area. It's just a beautiful place to be at.
Ellie, what about this 3-year-old filly, Trotters?
Well, last week we watched the 2-year-old trotting fillies, and we had talked about inexperience. This division, we're talking experience, we're talking more starts. They have more foundation underneath them.
And what were you looking for in this elimination division?
Well, I expected Billy O'Donnell to control the race as he did. I expected Ship's Dream also to protect her position. What I didn't expect was a big mile by Chickadee Newton. It really made an exciting finish.
And let's see what happened in it. It was carded as the second race on this half-mile track, the fast track, and John Bothy, track announcer here at Freehold Raceway, called the action.
And number 6, Britelite. And they're off. It's Jeff Spice for the lead, with Ship's Dream in second. Round the first turn, Jeff Spice in front of length. Ship's Dream in second, with Cindy's Action the outside third. Castleton Memo fourth. Ombro Ermine is fifth. Then Chickadee Newton is sixth. 2 back, Meadow Branch 8 is the trailer. Down the back stretch they trot, and it's Jeff Spice in front by a length and a half. Cindy's Action second. Ship's Dream is third, with Castleton Memo fourth. Opening quarter in 29-4. They wheel around the turn, and Jeff Spice enjoys a length and a half lead. Up on the outside, Cindy's Action with Ship's Dream in third. Castleton Memo fourth. Ombro Ermine is fifth. Chickadee Newton is sixth. Meadow Branch 8 trails seventh. Off the turn, they trot by us the first time, and it's Jeff Spice enjoying a length lead. Ship's Dream continues in the pocket second. Cindy's Action parked out third. Castleton Memo He is fourth, then Ombro Erman fifth, Chickadee Newton sixth, and Meadow Branchetta in Trot the half, a minute and 3/5. Round the clubhouse in the final time, and Jeff Spice, the lead is a length. Cindy's Action second, Ship's Dream along the rail third. Castleton Memo will go 3 wide from fourth. Ombro Erman is fifth, Meadow Branchetta sixth, Chickadee Newton seventh. They approach 3/4, and it's Jeff Spice in front, 3 parts of a length. Castleton Memo second, Ship's Dream right along the rail third, 3/4 and 1, 32 and 1. Round the final turn, Jeff Spice has been there every step of the way, leads at 3 parts of a length. Castleton Memo second, Ship's Dream in the pocket third. Chickadee Newton 3 wide from the back of the pack. They turn for home, and Jeff Spice in front by 2. With Ship's Dream second, it's Jeff Spice with Ship's Dream. Jeff Spice, wire to wire, in 2 minutes, 1 second.
And joining us on the broadcast now, my colleague Alan Kirschenbaum. Alan, did you expect the race to be so dominated by Bill O'Donnell and Jeff Spice?
Well, I did expect Jeff Spice to be the horse to beat, and she had drawn a good post position, and Billy O'Donnell's been very aggressive since he started driving the filly. But I do think that part of the reason she looked so dominant was the fact that Cindy's Action, a 99-to-1 shot, was on the outside much of the way, in essence blocking for Jeff Spice, while a couple other horses that looked like they'd have some lick at the end of the mile were jammed in on the inside and never really got a chance to race until very late in the mile.
Now, considering this elimination, who sets up real good for the finale?
The first 3 finishers all had very easy trips in there. Jeff Spice, Ship's Dream, who sat in the 2-hole most of the way, also had an easy time of it. Ombro Erman sat along the rail with no place to go for almost the whole mile till the issue was already decided. Chickadee Newton was all over the racetrack. She had to go out to Broad Street around the last turn to make it to the wire, but she's historically shown that she just gets stronger and stronger as the racing day goes on. So her ability in the second heat should be able to overcome the fact she's been outside. The post position draw is going to matter a lot, and Jeff Spice will be drawing for one of the 2 inside spots.
And Jeff Spice was the winner. Let's take a look at the prices and the official finish here in the first division. Jeff Spice pays $3, $2.20 and $2.10. Ship's Dream $2.60 and $2.20, and Ombro Ermine $2.20 to show. Chickadee Newton was 4th, so those 4 come back for the finale later this afternoon. Stay with us at Freehold. Post-time odds for the second elimination here in the 3-year-old filly trot at Freehold Raceway, and Britelite Lobell, the 1-to-5 favorite. Britelite Lobell with John Campbell has had a very good year this year, but she's still trying to make amends from Breeders' Crown 85.
She went into that race as the odds-on favorite, and it was a major upset. Jeff Spice defeated her last year. She made a break at the start and never really got into the race. And in fact, she holds the track record here right now, which was set last week for 3-year-old trotting fillies at 2 minutes.
Ellie, were you looking for anything from any of the other competitors here?
Well, I was a little surprised by Meadow Miss Hanover's performance. Newmarket S put in a fabulous performance, but I really expected Britelite Lobell to do what she did. She did a fabulous job. Let's take a look then at the actual race. Contested earlier this afternoon is the 3rd race, and John Bothy called the action. Again on the half-mile track, a 6-pack of filly trotters.
And they're off. Up on the far outside, there goes Britelite Lobell away quickly. Around the first turn, and Britelite Lobell charges up and takes the lead by 2.5. She sells Seashells is second by a head. Meadow Miss Hanover is 3rd by a length and a half. BJ's Pleasure 4th. Another 3 lengths to Newmarket S. Clear Cut is the trailer. Down the backstretch they go, approach the quarter. Again, it's Britelite Lobell in front by a length and a half. Meadow Miss Hanover is second. They went the quarter in 29 seconds even. Round the turn, and Britelite Lobell in front by 2. Meadow Miss Hanover is second by a length. She sells Seashells is 3rd. Well, then BJ's Pleasure 4th. Another length and a half, Newmarket S 5th. Clear Cut is 6th. They trot by us the first time. Britelite Lobell in command, enjoying a length and a half, 2-length lead. Meadow Miss Hanover remains second, and it's another 2. She sells Seashells is 3rd. BJ's Pleasure swings to the outside 4th. To by the half, 59 seconds even. Round the clubhouse turn the final time. Britelite Lobell. The lead is 2. Meadow Miss Hanover remains second, and is moving up on the outside. BJ's Pleasure from 3rd. She sells Seashells is 4th. Clear cut to the outside fifth. Newmarket S is sixth. They approach 3/4, and Britelite Lobell's extended the lead now to 2.5 lengths. 3/4 and 1:29 and 2. Round the final turn, Britelite Lobell in command by 3. BJ's Pleasure is second. Newmarket S up 3 wide from third. Meadow Miss Hanover along the rail fourth. They turn for home. And it's all Britelite Lobell. Gonna romp to victory here, leading it by 5-6 lengths. The battle strictly for second. Here's Britelite Lobell. The time, 1:59 and 2, and that's a new track record.
Alan, were you impressed more with the track record time or with the style of her victory?
The track record time was great, Dave, but the style was just unbelievable. Normally, I like to say something intellectual or intelligent here. I can just say, wow. This mare had the outside post position, and at Freehold, that's not an easy place to start because the turns are so sharply banked. She went out of there like a cannon went off behind her and just left the field way behind her. The fact of the matter is this division, except for Britelite Lobell, was a little weaker than the other division. Newmarket S went a terrific mile, too. She was out visiting some of the places that Chickadee Newton saw earlier, 3, 4, 5 wide around the last turn, and she closed very strongly, but Britelite Lobell was just sensational.
Alan, anything to find in the second, third, or fourth place for finishers here?
Well, Newmarket S, like I said, she just, came charging. She had the worst of it. Driver Hoken Walner didn't move her till very late in the mile when she had no chance of denting Britelite Lobell's margin, but the other horses are a little bit weaker, and I don't think they'll be much of a figure in the final.
Now that you've seen the qualifiers, what's your analysis of the finale later this afternoon?
The most important thing to understand is how they draw for post positions. The 2 heat winners will draw for the inside 2 post positions, and the 2 second place finishers draw for the 3rd and 4th position, etc., etc. The horse that's drawn the rail is Jeff Spice. The horse that has the 2-hole is Britelite Lobell. They have Billy O'Donnell and John Campbell driving the 2 of them. They are also the 2 fastest horses out of the gate. There's nothing that can leave with them in the field. They will be 1st and 2nd just about the entire mile. I feel sorry for anyone who has to pull on them. Those are the 2 horses to beat, and they'll be there the whole way.
And I feel sorry for you out there not being here in person. The excitement building, the electricity's in the air, and we're going to be back with the finale here at Freehold Raceway in the 3-year-old filly Trot after this time out, so stay with us.
Castleton Farm spans 3,000 acres and 3 generations of harness racing history. It is the only standardbred farm in the world represented in 5 states and 5 different stakes programs. In New York, Storm Damage is a leading money-winning sire. In Kentucky, Abercrombie is a leading percentage sire. Join Castleton this fall in Lexington, September 29th for the lion's share of the action.
Just a minute or so before post time, and here are the current odds in the finale. We have the entry from the Simpson stable of Meadow Miss Hanover, driven by Benny Steele, and Chickadee Newton with Ron Waples at 12-1. Waples won the Breeders' Crown 2-year-old filly Trot last week at Canterbury, you'll remember. Jeff Spice, 6-5, and Bill O'Donnell drives. Britelite Lobell with John Campbell, who's had 3 winners on the card already this afternoon, is the even money choice. Ship's Dream at 7-1. Doug Brown driving. Newmarket S, Hocken Walner is in the bike, and it's 25-1 on the tote board. Armbro Ermine with Larry Walker is at 16-1, and 45 the price for BJ's Pleasure with Buddy Gilmore. And Ellie, what about heat racing this afternoon and these fillies? It's quite a grueling day for them.
Well, it's tough racing 2 heats. It's always a tough assignment, but they've been developed and they've been trained and prepped for this race. After their first elimination, they go back down to the paddock, they get stripped of their equipment, bathe, and they take their time to catch their breath and blow out, and they're back on the racetrack for the next race.
What about the history of the Breeders' Crown in this particular division, the 3-year-old trotting fillies?
Well, the odds-on favorite have won this race the last 2 years. Armbro Devona, Fancy Crown, and Billy O'Donnell's going for his 3rd in a row of the 3-year-old filly Trots.
And what about quickly post positions here? How important?
Well, I think it means a lot because I think Britelite Lobell can't control the race with Jeff Spice having the rail. And at that point, I really believe that it's going to take a tough job on John Campbell's part to try to win this race.
And also a couple trainers with growing reputations.
Well, Larry Walker, he's known as a trotting man. He's had Ernie's Jet, who was in the Roosevelt International. He trains Armstrong Brothers horses. He's had Ontario Sire Stakes winners, Armbro Arcadian.
And with the 3-5 favorite, make it 4-5 Britelite Lobell. The Trotters are on gate, and we go to one of the bright young announcers in the country, John Bothy, for the call.
And they're off. It's Jeff Spice along the inside getting the early lead. Britelite Lobell out to challenge. Round the first turn. And it's Jeff Spice in front half a length. Britelite Lobell second by a length and a half, with Newmarket S dropping in third. Another 2.5. Ship's Dream is fourth. Then it's another 2 lengths back. Armbro Ermin is fifth. On the inside of Meadow Miss Hanover. Races at 6 with BJ's Pleasure and Chickadee Newton. They're by the quarter in 28-1. A quick first quarter. It's Jeff Spice in front of length. There's Britelite Lobell has dropped into the second spot. Another length back. It's Newmarket S in third. As Ship's Dream takes to the outside of fourth. Armbro Ermin is fifth. They wheel by us the first time. And it's Jeff Spice in front, 3 parts of a length. Moving up on the outside, it's Newmarket S in second. Britelite Lobell tucked in along the rail third. Ship's Dream fourth. BJ's Pleasure is fifth. Armbro Ermin is sixth, with Meadow Miss Hanover and Chickadee Newton. They went the half at 58-4. Round the clubhouse turn the final time, and it's Jeff Spice continuing to lead. Newmarket S in second. Britelite Lobell tucked in along the rail third. Up 3 wide is Ship's Dream from fourth. Then along the rail, BJ's Pleasure is fifth. Armbro Ermin is sixth. They approach the 3/4, and it's Jeff Spice continuing to lead it with Britelite Lobell second. 3/4 and 1, 29-2. Round the final turn, Jeff Spice in front by a head. Ship's Dream is second. Britelite Lobell tucked in along the rail third. They're on their way home. Jeff Spice is still there. Britelite Lobell looks for racing room. Jeff Spice with Britelite Lobell.
59 seconds swing. The Breeders' Crown.
1:59 the final time, and again the key word here was control, as Jeff Spice with Bill O'Donnell jumping out, taking the early lead, never looking back, and Bill O'Donnell certainly has a lock on this particular division.
He certainly does. That makes it 3 in a row for him, but John Campbell had so much horse locked in for his life. The key again, Dave, post positions. He never had a chance to race.
What about the fractions?
The fractions, it's 1:59 is a new track record again. This was a great race.
Let's take a look at the replay again. And in the early stages, Hakan Wallner with Newmarket S decided to take the outside route, but coming home, it was just Bill O'Donnell and Jeff Spice in a big one.
John Campbell had absolutely no chance. He tried to get through. There was a horse alongside of him. Billy O'Donnell was just hand driving this filly, but the most horse in the race was Britelite Lobell. She never, ever even had a chance to race.
Jeff Spice, wire to wire, unofficially wins it by a tight length with Bill O'Donnell. Of course, we'll be back with the official, the prices, and to talk to Bill after we take time for these important words. The inquiry sign is posted. It does not involve the winner. It's a possible break on the 4-horse Ship's Dream. And while we're waiting for the judges to take a look at the videotape, let's go to the winner's circle, Alan Kirschenbaum and Bill O'Donnell.
I'm here with Billy O'Donnell in the winner's circle at Freehold Raceway. Billy O'Donnell has just won the Breeders' Crown 3-year-old filly Trot for the 3rd year in a row with Jeff Spice. Billy, how does this filly compare to the other 2 fillies who won the Breeders' Crown with Fancy Crown and Armbro Devon?
Judges have requested a print. We're
going to look at the race right now on the replay. Billy O'Donnell, if you could just tell us how important it was to draw the rail and get out of there fast.
Well, that made the whole race. You know, rail on a half-mile track with a horse that leaves good. She's good on the front. And once it got in back in behind me, then, you know, I kind of got things my own way, and she had enough to hang on the stretch.
What did you think when the first quarter flashed by and it was in a very, very fast 28-1?
Well, I knew that there had to be some slow ones here to give me a little bit of a breather, and it worked out very well. And, you know, like I said, she hung on good.
Now, the field is just past the quarter pole, and going into the second turn, John Campbell looks like he has quite a hold on Britelite Lobell in the 2-hole, and Hoken Wallner is going to pull from the 3-hole. How did you feel when they started coming at you that fast?
Well, you know, I'd already got a pretty good rest in the quarter to, you know, right here, about just a little bit before the half, and I had to step her along a little bit. And, you know, from there until I had the stretch, I didn't get pressed very hard, and well, that's what made the race. I got a pretty good breather.
At this point, certainly you have to be worried about Britelite Lobell, who's breathing down your back. Are there any other fillies in the field that you're thinking about right now?
Not really. I looked back and I saw Ship's Dream coming, and, you know, the first heat she was in the 2-hole and got out, and she couldn't catch me, but the one I was worried about was Britelite. I didn't think I could beat her.
In essence, maybe Ship's Dream did you some sort of favor by being such a good filly, and once she'll make her move 3 wide, which should happen shortly, being the filly that caused Johnny Campbell to get locked in with Britelite Lobell.
Well, yeah, when Doug come 3 wide, I didn't want to hurry mine along to let John have the 2-hole. You know, and I had a pretty good holder right here, and she felt good and strong, so I didn't have to start mine up until I had the stretch, and, you know, she was all right.
They're going to come around the last turn here, and Billy O'Donnell still got a pretty good hold of Jeff Spice, while Britelite Lobell is still boxed in on the inside, her way blocked by a very tough Ship's Dream. What happens if John Campbell gets out here, Billy?
I really don't know.
And I guess he really doesn't care that much. Jeff Spice here under some urging. Did you think you could get beat in the last few strides?
Well, well, she went, you know, she's won a hell of a race, really. You know, if she got tired, she sure had right to be.
Jeff Spice and Bill O'Donnell win the Breeders' Crown. One quick word from Bill.
All right, could I say hello to my father who's in the hospital up in Nova Scotia, and to my family, my little boy's birthday today, Christopher.
Best wishes to Bill's father, and let's go back to Dave Johnson.
Well, Ellie, a question for you. Bill said he didn't think he could beat Britelite Lobell. He did. Maybe that affected his driving strategy.
Oh, I think it did a lot, because Billy O'Donnell did a great job driving this race. As he said, he forced John Campbell to take a tuck behind him, Dave, and then the rest of the race was history. He just backed his filly off, and he drove her to the best of his ability and did a great job doing it.
As you can see, the lights are flashing, the number 4 horse for a possible violation of the braking rule, but it is no doubt that Jeff Spice is going to be declared the official winner of this, and Britelite Lobell was defeated, in fact, off the board. Be sure to be with us Friday when we travel south to the Washington, D.C. area for the $560,000 2-year-old filly pace from Rosecroft Raceway. Breeders' Crown 86 has been brought to you by the nationwide investment firm of First Jersey Securities. Come grow with us. And by Castleton Farm, a tradition of excellence. Once again, the winner of the 3-year-old filly Trot, Jeff Spice.